The Yeti, the brand new troop for Clash of Clans. Let's attack versus every defense so we can test it out and see how it performs at Town Hall 13. Hey guys, what is up? Judo Sloth here and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. I hope you're having a good one. Let's start out with the Giga Inferno, the Town Hall 13 itself. Now we're not going to go through all of the levels, but why don't we maybe attack level 1 and then level 5, the lowest and the highest. If you are new here to my channel, be sure to subscribe for daily educational but entertaining Clash of Clans videos. So for the Yeti, if we send one of them in first, remember the Yeti itself attack anything, so it will go for the Town Hall. Once it is there and it is activated, the Yetimites, which are in the basket, will slowly come out as it takes damage. However, once it goes down, if all of the Yetimites haven't came out yet, the rest of them will be deployed onto the Town Hall. Now for the Giga Inferno, this is pretty impressive for the Yeti, almost taking it out with a single Yeti. Now that might be different when we move up to level 5, so this one will prove good so you can see the difference in levels. And guys, if you want to see the Yeti in action versus a ton of bases, I will link a video with that attack at the end of this one. Just one Yeti was nearly enough to take out the level 1 Giga Inferno, but I think it might be a different story when we attack the level 5. You can see the V, the Roman numeral for 5 on the side, indicating how much upgrades the Town Hall 13 has received. So the Yeti is not really getting as much damage, is it? Probably only 50% health, moves down to about 25 after the Yetimites attack it, but it was hanging on by the skin of its teeth on the previous attack. So the second Yeti is used and it certainly does a lot better, but still only 2 Yeti to take out the Town Hall 13. The second defense we're going to attack is against the Archer Towers. Now I have set up a little bit of a base here. I've made sure that the first Archer Tower is out of range of the other 3, so you can see the Yeti versus the Archer Tower in isolation, and then you can see it versus 3 of them. Gives you a little bit more of an idea of a realistic base, I guess, because remember, what you're seeing in this video is how many shots it takes a single defense to take out the Yeti, and how many shots it takes the Yeti to take out a single defense. Remember, in a realistic base, this is going to be completely different. But the Yeti does manage to take out one Archer Tower, moves across, and honestly it's the Yetimites that do all of the damage. The Yeti itself tanks, it can swipe on any building, but the Yetimites, as they bounce onto the defenses, do so much damage. And when the Yeti goes down, the Yetimites will get their revenge and take it out. Let's attack the cannons. Guys, if you do enjoy this video, I want you to leave a like on it right now, and let's see if we can get 1,300 likes for Town Hall 13. We set this challenge a couple of videos ago and you guys smashed it, knocked it out of the park, so let's see if you can do that again. It is very much appreciated, guys. I do really enjoy the support and I try my best to respond to everyone down in the comments, so be sure to just say hi, let me know how your day is going, and let me know what you think of the Yeti troop. Gets through the first cannon relatively easily, but moving down to the 3 of them does take a lot more damage. Now you can probably see, wow, the Yetimites actually took that one out. You can probably see that the cannons look a little bit different. That is because, unlike the Archer Towers, they did get an upgrade at Town Hall 13, matching that theme, which I think is pretty awesome. Yetimites getting to work, and even with the upgrades, it's not going to be enough. It is going to be 2 Yeti, all it takes to take out all of the cannons, Yetimites getting the final blow. The Eagle Artillery, I have activated it within the base. It did get an upgrade as well, but why don't we place the Yeti in next to the gold storage so that the Eagle locks onto it. You can see the damage onto the Yeti, and then we will place the Yeti over onto the Eagle as well. But the Yetimites start to run over to the Eagle. How much damage will they do? Not too much, to be honest with you. How many shots will it take though? Actually, the Yeti itself is doing a good amount of damage onto the storages. Look at how quickly it is taking the storage down, just showing that it can do a good amount of damage. Remember, the storages are high HP buildings in themselves. Look at all of these Yetimites across to the Eagle. So it's not going to do tremendous amounts of damage. We know the Eagle is a high HP building, so you will have to have a lot of Yetimites to hit it in order to take it out. And the Eagle does okay damage onto the Yeti, but it will take a couple of rounds before it starts to take them out. Moving on to the Expo. Now remember, at the end of this video, I'm going to send you across to one I did attacking with the max level Yeti versus a number of bases, realistic bases. It will be in the pinned comments as well, but I wanted to let you know that I did a video very similar to this, attacking every defense, but with the new hero down there, the Royal Champion. Be sure to check out my homepage where I've got all of my Town Hall 13 videos, but it will be in the cards as well. If you click the eye icon, you will be able to find it. Now the Yeti trying to get to the Expo, the Yetimites bounced their way forward. They were getting taken out en route as well though, so the Expo is very fast, doing work onto this Yeti. Yetimites managed to take out the Central Expo. Let's put one more in and see if it can get it done. I am putting it a little bit back from the Expo so you can see the damage as it moves in. Yetimites will probably help to get that Northern Expo. Yeti moves down. Is it going to be enough though for the rest of the Yetimites? No, it is not. So the Expo is a key defense in defending against the Yeti smash attack strategy. But also, guys, with that one, it's really the placement of your traps and Tesla. Very, very key. Any of you guys that watched my Royal Champion versus all defenses video, be sure to let me know in the comments. But I set up this little base because I wanted to see how many shots it took the Royal Champion to take them out, and whether it could one-shot the buildings with the Seeking Shield. It could one-shot the Mortar and the Wizard Tower, but not the Bomb Tower. But anyways, let's see how the Yeti does versus this splash damage village. Now, it might not be great for the Yetimites, but the Yeti itself is going to get very good damage onto the Wizard Tower and take it out relatively easily without the use of the Yetimites. How far can this one Yeti get? I think once it gets to the bomb tower, it might take a little bit more damage, but let's find out. It's doing pretty well getting through the splash, but that's obviously a single Yeti. You've got to note that all of the other Yetis would be taking damage, but the Yetimites would then be getting out and surrounding the splash damage. So let's put two of them in against the rest of them, although I've got a feeling that the defenses will go down quicker than you can imagine. Look at how much damage the Yetis do as they swipe onto the defenses. So really, splash damage not that effective versus the Yeti, especially with the Yetimites. But when they're all in one clump, we might be surprised. Again, I had set up this little base for the Royal Champion so you could see whether the Seeking Shield took out all of the buildings, but I figured you might want to see the Yeti against it as well. So I put a giant bomb in between here so you can see what happens when the Yetimites jump out, or maybe not, because they didn't jump out of the basket. But at least you get to see what the Yeti does versus these defenses. Just know they're going to go down pretty quick, guys. Small bombs go off. Don't really do too much damage, but know as well that spring traps will affect the Yeti, fling it right off the map, and the Yetimites will then jump out. We now move on to the hidden Tesla. When I recorded the video with the Royal Champion, it was so fun. You guys will definitely have to check that one out, but let's activate all of the Tesla. And let's send the Yeti in from the bottom so you get a bit of an idea as to when all of the Tesla starts slamming into the Yeti. But look at the Yetimites. Wow, they do so much damage, wiping out an entire Tesla farm with one Yeti. The Inferno Towers. After this, we have the new defense, the scattershot, before we move on to heroes on defense. So we have the multi-inferno first, then we'll move on to the single, and this is the base that I had set up for the royal champion. I'm obviously just recording both of them so you can see the new Yeti troop versus every defense and the royal champion as well. So the Yeti is actually going to take down the multi relatively well because there's not a lot of damage onto the Yeti. Obviously the Yeti is very tanky, but then the Yetimites were getting taken out relatively quickly. Single takes down the Yeti itself. The Yetimites, though, didn't have enough to get through. Let's put the Yeti in right at the back so we can see if the Yetimites get through it this time. We can always put another one in as well, guys. So the Yeti itself going to be good against the multi, or relatively good, but then the Yetimites are getting taken out pretty quickly, but they don't get taken out quick enough. They can still get the damage onto the defenses. That is how good this troop is. It's fast becoming, for me, one of the strongest troops in the game. Let me know if you agree in the comments, but let's move on to the new defense, the scattershot. We now move on to the new defense, the scattershot. After this, I will try and attack the enemy heroes. The Yeti, because they attack anything, won't necessarily fight back, but the heroes will do damage, and then you will get to see the Yetimites attack the heroes, and we'll just see what happens from there. But let's go ahead and attack the scattershot first. Now, this is a splash damage defense. It is doing a good amount of damage against the Yeti, but where it will really shine is that it will be able to do that splash on multiple Yeti. Now, the scattershot works similar to the mortar or the eagle. There's a radius on the inside where it can't fight back, so the Yeti does well here, but this is just in isolation. Remember, the Yeti will attack anything, so if it is stuck on a storage, let's say, in front, and there's numerous Yeti there, the two scattershot got that Yeti down relatively quickly. It would get all of the Yeti down that quick. But remember, the Yetimites would then fight back. It's going to be a difficult one, but the scattershot is a tremendous defense against any troop. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking before. Of course the Yeti is going to attack the heroes. The Yeti attacks anything. It's the Yetimites that attack defenses, which will not attack the heroes. So the hero takes the Yeti down relatively well. He's going after all of the Yetimites, but they are too quick. He should turn around eventually. There we go. The Yeti manages to swipe and get through the altar, but the king just takes the Yeti down very quick. Let's put two of them in to try and give them a chance here, because although they will eventually take down the king, you can see that the king does have an advantage. Brand new level 70 king. Heroes got 5 extra levels. I think the queen might do even better. There we go. Yeti gets the final swipe. Let's see what happens versus the archer queen. Yeti versus Archer Queen. I think this is going to be even worse, but the Archer Queen should be able to keep up with the Yetimites. She's not really going to be able to. She's way too slow, in fact. Slower than the king. Because of her range, she allows the Yetimites to get too far ahead, look, and then will not even go after them. Or maybe she will. Maybe she will. And she's actually doing a good job at doing so, but she is going to come back along to the Yeti, and let's see if we can surround her, very similar to like we did with the king. Where is she going? Okay, now she walks away and then decides to then walk away from the Yetis. That's why you go down. If you'd have stayed focused, she might have won that one. The Grand Warden got upgraded to level 50. Extra 10 levels. And on defense, let's see how it works against the Yeti. Now, it's a completely different style of defense to the other heroes. It turns into a statue, and it's pretty useless against the Yeti, but it is a really good defense. It does a strong amount of damage. Not enough for the Yeti. Let's move on to the Royal Champion. The final one of the video, the brand new hero on defense. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. If you have, like I said, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe. We bring videos daily, educational and entertaining, for Clash of Clans. The Royal Champion on defense is just as impressive as offense. Takes out 2 Yeti. The third one will take her down though, and that indeed wraps it up. If you do want to see the Yeti max level attacking max level Town Hall 13s, I will be sure to link that video right here. Go ahead and watch that one, guys. But that wraps it up for this one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, peace out.